Global Nutcracker Podcast.
Hello again, beautiful people. We're back at the Global Nutcracker podcast, and this time with a dear guest and a friend from Albania, Aneida Bayraktari Bica, which is the CEO of Balkans Capital, a very interesting company. Thank you very much, Aneida, for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Can you please tell to me, I know a little bit, but can you tell me and also the listeners, what does your company do?
Yeah. So I'm the founder, managing partner right now of Balkans Capital. What we do actually, we started with the Albanian market, offering financial and legal consultancy, and then 3 years ago we had an opportunity to actually offer services for the US market. So right now we are also having clients in the US which outsource their services to Albania. So we had to work a lot with teams that we have right now across the region, so that it's not only about technical skills. Actually, it's also the language, the way that US works differently from Europe and from Albania and the Balkans. And I also have two other company. One is in fashion and tech, and the other one is restaurant industry. So
What did you want to be when you grew up? You have a company in every industry. What's up with that one?
But it makes you practicals, it makes you structured, and it also helps you like understand what scaling looks like.
Fantastic, and we will right away jump into scaling.
Okay.
I know that you're scaling your multiple companies in different countries, mostly in South Europe, Balkan region. I want to understand from a founder's perspective, what is the key pain point that you're encountering as you try to grow, as you try to expand in different countries?
Well, I think for Europe, especially, the legal framework is such a pain. Like scaling in different countries, it requires different legal frameworks, and then another thing is culture. It's communication. So we had to adapt to different communication style, different cultures, so that we could have, let's say, the unified culture in the company. But we are scaling across the Balkans, which it's not that painful as scaling across Europe, because more or less the Balkans have a similar culture. But again, I mean, we had to adapt and feel that we need to standardize some processes. Most people think that scaling is about procedures, but I think procedures you can write in one day. What is that you cannot scale and write in one day is culture.
It's culture.
It's culture.
Yeah, I fundamentally believe when I was at RigaCom a couple of weeks back, we were having a discussion, and I said culture is the most important factor, and the reason why is because there is a culture of, okay, we're Albanian, and then we have our colleagues from Macedonia, and they are similar but different cultures.
Yeah.
And then there is also the company culture, and what the people should live by is actually the company culture, because that enables you to grow effortlessly and to really expand and scale your reach with the people. Of course, by navigating the problematics that might be within certain fields, right? We have found ourselves as native teams sometimes having colleagues from countries that had war, but an active war within one another, and there's a lot of geopolitics in it, there's a lot of history in it, and I believe fundamentally that company culture was what kept the team healthy and kept the team scaling and growing along the way. Now, how have you at Balkans Capital or at Dolap, how have you, you talked about the difficulties, but how are you getting across them? What's your formula of success?
We are trying.
Yeah.
But since you mentioned Albania and Macedonia, just to share an example, for instance, with Albanian teams, they are very quick. They want faster communication. You can contact for anything in WhatsApp, while, for instance, in North Macedonia, they want a bit of more structured communication, more formal. And in this way, we had to adapt different styles, because if we adapt the Albanian style to Macedonia, it will feel chaotic for them. If we adapt the Macedonian style to Albanian teams, it will feel very slow for them. So having different teams, I think it sometimes it might create some micro cultures, but yeah, we had to sit and write some standard procedures, even though sometimes it might slow the work. Not everyone likes it, but acting as a team, it does require that.
Fantastic. What advice would you give to a new founder who is just thinking about scaling? What are the things that they should really be careful about?
Well, when I was with Dolab, I've been more careful. So we are firstly working a lot into our internal procedures, like what do we want culture to look like, what do we want our procedures to look like, and then when scaling, you can adapt a bit more faster when you know that you have such procedures. But my advice is like to go to markets, to scale to markets that are most similar to the country that you are from. For example, with Dolab, our first country will be Kosovo, like shared language, almost different almost same culture, so it will be easier for us. It will
Easier,
feel like
definitely.
the Albania across the border, and then to different countries as well.
Fantastic. Now we'll get to the rapid fire questions, quick ones, so we can immediately get down to
Okay.
it. In 3 words, the key to scaling successfully. 3 words.
Procedures, culture, trust.
Very. I follow through on that one. Great ones. The weirdest compliance rule you've ever seen.
When you have to write invoices, to stamp them, and then scan and send by mail. Oh God.
Okay.
Stamps still do exist.
Oh yeah, the wetting still
wet scan.
exists. If time and money wasn't an issue, which country would you expand to next?
Well, from Europe, I've seen Poland. They have a lot of like talent and like very good work ethic culture.
I definitely, a lot of our customers are hiring big time in Poland, Ukraine. Also, these 2 countries are very hot right now in terms of hiring. Well, Anita, thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you.
And very much looking forward to see the growth of all of your companies.
Thank you. Good luck to you too.
Have a nice one.
Go global, not nuts.